if I'm limited to a manifestation, then therefore we have actually shortened the interpellation for this sector because I was only starting the last time, Mr. President. But at any rate, Mr. President, siguro naman we have already focused the attention on the flagship program of the government as far as housing is concerned. And we have expressed, Mr. Secretary, Madam Chairwoman, our observations. Well, si Senator Villar is an expert on housing matters. Ako naman hindi, pero I just use logic. I mean, and I found a gaping hole in the plan, Mr. President. So yun lang pakiusap natin if this is a flagship program. Please go over your figures, your projections, your plans, check them against reality. When I say reality, I mean human experience, history, the records, yung mga ano bang record natin sa high-rise housing projects. So yun po ang ating pag-isipan. Well, that is as far as the pambansang pabahay para sa Filipino housing program is concerned. I think we have already stated our concerns and our point. But I have one issue. I have to ask about this HSAC versus this HSAC is the Human Settlements Adjudication Commission versus which I believe is an adjudicatory body versus DSUD, which is a regulatory body. Because and I want to apply these concepts or the workings of these concepts and our laws on a particular case, which I believe can possibly be repeated in other controversies. Kasi, sige, tanungin ko muna si HSAC. Ilan ba ang kasong pending ngayon sa HSAC?
Mr. President, good minority leader, as of the first semester 2024, there are 303 cases on appeal under HSAC, Mr. President.
Ilan po? 2?
As of June, cases pending as of end June 2024, 1,761. Tama? Those are regional cases, Mr. President. Good minority leader.
Ito yung ito ba ang away ng mga homeowners or kasama na rin diyan yung buyers versus developer? Ano ba yan?
Halo-halo na pong iba't ibang klaseng kaso, Mr. President.
Yung mga conflict between members of the same homeowners associations, meron kay figure?
Disaggregated.
5, 6, 7.
Okay. Regional cases as of June 2024 involving homeowners associations, Mr. President, 567.
Why do we qualify it as regional cases? Para lang po maintindihan ko po.
Bakit regional?
What is the meaning of that, regional cases?
These are first-level jurisdiction under the regional offices. Under the regional offices, Mr. President.
Umabot pa sa commission?
Hindi pa po umaabot sa commission ito, Mr. President.
Sige po. Sa commission itself, do you have any pending cases also?
Pending cases sa commission level. Ito yun. Yun po yung unang figure na binanggit ko, Mr. President. Cases that have reached the commission as of first semester 2024 also 303, Mr. President. Out of the 300.
Sige po, kasi
And Mr. President, sorry, out of the 303, 198 cases have actually been disposed already. So leaving a balance of 105? 105 cases, Mr. President.
sige po, kailangan mabilis ang action dyan kasi we have to maintain peace in the community. Mga
Yes, Mr. President.
magkapitbahay po yan. Ngayon po, ganito. Kasi ang basic flow chart sa akin, pagka mag-away ng mga magkapitbahay, it should be HSAC. How come dun sa Multinational Village Homeowners Association, parang recently this should with the help of PNP, I think this should enforce a decision to install a certain person as the homeowner's president pursuant to an election which was not held by the should itself. Ganun po ba? I mean, okay, my point is, Madam Chairwoman, in the case of Multinational Village Homeowners Association, who resolved the dispute between and among the homeowners? Was it through the regional director, or was it HSAC as the adjudicator?
In answer to that question, Mr. President, for the record, on 29 February 2024, OIC Director Norman Jacinto P. Doral of the National Capital Regional Office issued a letter order, a sealed order, to the 2019 MVHAI Board of Directors in the exercise of its regulatory powers under RA 11201 and RA 9904. As the sole regulatory body, we, meaning DSUD, must ensure that the association complies with the DSUD rules and their approved bylaws. Based on the records on file of MVHAI with the DSUD, after the 2019 election, the MVHAI has not called for any election thereafter. Thus, the issuance of the order directing the group of Gakutan to call for an election, Mr. President.
Correct. Kaya nga, so kung may dispute ang homeowners on who is the properly elected board of directors, should it be a regulatory function to be exercised or an adjudicatory function to be exercised?
See the group of people that was in accordance with the final secondary decision of the Supreme Court.
According to the DSUD, Mr. President, the group of Gakutan was ordered to act as he was ordered by the department in accordance with the final and executory ruling of the Supreme Court, Mr. President.
Okay, so meron sila, that's their interpretation. Okay, na
That's their
they were
interpretation, Mr.
implementing a court order. Okay, but ganito ba when the court already has decided in favor of a certain person, isn't the regulator expected to be the one to hold the election as the referee? Tama, di ba? I mean,
You are correct, Mr. President. They are.
in this particular case, was it the SHUD which conducted the election of the Multinational Village Homeowners Association as the referee? Nag-COMELEC. Kayo ba acted like a COMELEC, an impartial referee?
They did not, Mr. President. Instead, DSUD ordered the group of Gakutan
Correct.
to conduct the election in accordance with their interpretation of the Supreme Court ruling, Mr.
Yeah, the
President.
Supreme Court ruling, of course, will point to the who should be recognized sa papers ninyo. But sa law, when the law kicks in, I think dito tayo nagkakadiferensya. So when you directed Gakutan to hold the election, then Gakutan won overwhelmingly. Because he conducted the election. How come this should did not act like the impartial COMELEC, which I understand its mandate to be under the law, Mr. President?
The single
Mr. President, DSUD said that they actually supervised the election, Mr. President.
What's the meaning of supervised? That this should was really present, and then this should went over each and every detail of the election, especially as to the qualified electors. Ganun po ba ginawa nila in this particular case?
Mr. President, DSUD said that they were actually present during the election through DSUD NCR, and they said that they ensured that the election was conducted according to the bylaws of the association, Mr. President.
Yes, making sure nga, even going over who were qualified to vote. Kasi dyan tayo babagsak kung sino yung i-recognize ninyo. Di siyempre mananalo, di ba?
Yes, Mr. President, DSUD said that they did go over who were qualified or not qualified to vote.
I'm asking this question because this line of questioning, because this can be repeated with other homeowners associations.
Yes, Mr. President.
Definitely. So very important. So I hope this will learn some pointers from this experience na sana gano'n, up to the minutest detail, kasi para talaga kayo inasahan kayo na kayong COMELEC eh. Maybe under the law yung pagka-phrase that the recognized board of directors will be now instructed to call for the elections, but the actual holding siguro of the election should be DSUD. Parang otherwise kung sila pa rin ang mag-hold ng elections, expected na sila nga mananalo. Dahil baka pati yung notices ililimit nila sa voters nila, Mr. President.
Very well noted,
Yes,
Mr. President. The department concedes that that is an important lesson to learn, to exercise even closer, perhaps, supervision over similar processes in the future, Mr.
But
President.
at any rate, anyway, kung yung mga interested parties dito, if they believe that they have been aggrieved, and there has been violation of the law, especially if there's an allegation of illegal or corrupt behavior, then sila na kumilos, no? Hindi sila.
Opo,
Kumilos na
definitely,
sila
Mr.
depending on what evidence they have. But so in this particular case, what was reviewed by the courts, ultimately ending with the Supreme Court, was an HSAC decision? Is that what happened?
That is what happened, Mr. President.
Okay, so now I can see the interplay between the two agencies under the law. Sige po. So Mr. President, with that clarification, although of course subject to fact checking, of course, and interpretation as to that particular Supreme Court ruling. So that's at least we have heard the explanation of this about this case of the Multinational Village Association. So siguro kung nanonood man sila sa atin ngayon, ang appeal ko lang sa kanila, if you have evidence of any wrongdoing, especially amounting to violation of anti-graft law or any other penal provision of any law, kumilos dapat sila. So that their theory will be tested also before the courts.
Mr. President, I join the good minority leader in his advice to the citizens of that homeowners association who have raised very serious issues before us, before the DSUD, before the HSAC in this budget plenary, Mr. President. And I thank the good minority leader for raising these important questions to us and impressing upon us how important and even precedent-setting they are, Mr. President.
Okay, so now the problem now, Mr. President, is for this representation, we have right before us a program of government which we will be funding in the GAA, which we have grave reservations about, no? So we don't believe that it will work unless some adjustments are made by the department. So anyway, I have relayed my concerns through the PLLO when their budget was heard. Sabi ko, paabot nyo na lang sa presidente. It's actually this administration's flagship housing program. So, but I hope the secretary, this is nothing personal, will understand that if, ang problema kasi sa budget process, it's all or nothing, Mr. President. If I vote yes for the budget, it means I also vote yes for this particular 4PH program for which I have grave reservations. So I will just think about it, Mr. President, on how I will vote on the budget as a whole, given that I have really grave reservations on whether or not this 4PH program will work, Mr. President. So, with that, Mr. President, as agreed, I will cut short my intervention on the DSUD and the housing sector's budget. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Chairwoman, thank you.
Thank you, good minority leader. If I may, Mr. President, very briefly thank the good minority leader and make of record that the adjustments he and our colleagues, including this representation, seeks, I will also work on. So in addition to the manifestation he made towards the PLLO and the Office of the President, I too will work with him and other colleagues in making sure that these adjustments happen. And lastly, before concluding this hearing, Mr. President, salamat po, Mr. President. Bago po natin tapusin ang budget defense ng DSUD, nais ko lang po at ni Secretary Acuzar magbigay linaw tungkol sa mga fake news na kumakalat. Sa social media kasi, pinagmumukhang ako ang tinatanong tungkol sa contractor ng 4PH program. Diretso ko pong pinatawid ang tanong na ito kay Secretary Acuzar kung totoo bang may mga opisyal ng DSUD na kikita o poporsyento sa mga pabahay na yan na itatayo sa ilalim ng 4PH program. Pinapalinaw po ni Secretary Acuzar na fake news po ito at wala po silang kinalaman dito. Nais din niyang ipabatid ngayon na hindi kasali ang DSUD sa pagpili ng contractors o developers ng 4PH program. Ayon sa kanya, LGU ang may kalayaang pumili ng contractor o developer para sa mga pabahay sa ilalim ng 4PH at hindi ang DSUD. Sabi pa niya, ang papel ng DSUD ay ang pagbuo ng listahan ng mga benepisyaryo kung sakaling kulang o nahihirapan bumuo ang LGU at pag-aasikaso ng mga kakulangang papeles o requirements sa pag-ibig. Yun lamang po, Mr. President. At muli, maraming salamat po sa lahat.
Majority Leader. Mr. President, there being no other reservation for interpellation, at exactly 11:31 p.m., I move that the budgets of the following: Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, Office of the Secretary, Human Settlements Adjudication Commission, budgetary support to government corporations, National Housing Authority, Social Housing Finance Corporation, National Home Mortgage Finance Corporation be deemed submitted for the Senate's consideration and approval. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion of the majority leader is approved. Congratulations.
Salamat po, Mr. President.
1 minute suspension, Mr.
Congratulations,
President.
Secretary Acuzar.
And of course, Myra Villarica.
Okay, para for CA, and for this set,
The Senate Electoral Tribunal, Attorney Francisco.
okay, tinanong ko yung para klaro sa atin na the House of Representatives is not represented and the HRET is also not represented. Sige, ma'am, ito lang po yung tanong ko kasi natanong sa Facebook page ko kasi ito. After the BICAM of last year, the Senate's budget increased by 3 billion. The House of Representatives budget increased by 12 billion. So may we know why are we increasing our budget after BICAM when we can openly make it here sa floor? Tama o mali? Dispute ni Attorney Bantog eh. Tama o mali? Ako. Let's suspend the rules, Mr. President.
We didn't increase, the Senate at least did not increase its budget during the BICAM.
The House did?
We increased our budget, the Senate, during the second and third reading.
Okay. So, but the House did during the BICAM?
They did.
Okay, so the report I am picturing in my mind, may mali pala. So we did it openly dito,
The
sa
Senate
floor.
did it openly. I mean,
Sige.
Yeah.
Okay, and sige, for the reason, and what was the reason why we, for 2024, we added 3 billion in case we know? Is the amount correct? Nasa mind ko, more or less 3 billion? Yes.
it's about 2 point something billion.
2 point
ang
something.
increase. But, Mr. President, we didn't actually, what we did was, from the NEP, we just restored our budget. So kung ano yung nilagay ng NEP, budget proposal natin sa NEP, yun ang nirestore natin.
Restore, you see, sa GAB, they cut us.
In
Did
the
the
NEP,
House cut our budget?
no, only in the NEP. Our proposed budget to the NEP, di ba meron tayong pinopropose sa NEP? Let's say we propose 100 pesos, tapos ang i-allow ng NEP is 80 pesos. Basically, we just added to that.
Our budget proposal.
Our
okay.
own,
Okay,
yes.
yes. Now I understand. Say, okay. So, in this particular case, did the NEP grant 100% of our budget request?
Actually, they didn't, Mr. President. This is the breakdown.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the Senate proposed is 13,839,000,000. The NEP and the GAB is 12,830,000,000.
So, parang less than 1 billion.
Less than, ang
Okay, so with those clarifications, Mr. President, at least basta na-establish natin ngayon, it's a matter of fact that we did not increase the Senate budget during the BICAM. That's a fact.
no, we didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, Mr. President, I have been clarified, and I thank you for your patience. We will not question the House and HRET kasi they're not represented tonight. So.
Thank you,
Thank
Minority
you,
Leader. Thank you, Minority Leader. I'm now being tempted to move for the suspension of the rules, but seeing that our SecGen is enjoying this moment, I will acknowledge the Majority Leader. Majority Leader.
I was about to raise a point of order because of the absence of the SecGen. Mr. President, there being no other reservation for interpellation, I move that the budgets of the following: Congress of the Philippines, the Senate, Senate Electoral Tribunal, Commission on Appointments, House of Representatives, House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, be deemed submitted for the Senate's consideration and approval. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion of the Majority Leader is hereby approved. Congratulations.
1 minute suspension.
Session is suspended.
COA. I think that was the question of our Senate President. And I think, if I remember correctly, the answer, there's a special committee within
Mr.
COA.
President, yes, I know I know that. There's an audit team under Cluster 3, which is composed of the legislative, judiciary, and constitutional offices of COAs. national government audit sector. It is assigned to audit the constitutional commissions, including COA. So
Now,
we have a
Mr.
representative.
President. Yes, Mr. President. Kasi ang mainit sa damdamin, o masakit sa damdamin ngayon ng taong bayan yung ating mga flood control projects. Of course, COA audits the government flood control projects, but how is the audit for this kind of projects being done by COA?
Mr. President, actually, the implementation always of the flood control projects, for example, in Marikina City, there are 2 locally funded flood control projects implemented by DPWH OSEC, totaling 547,884,850.06, which were not completed in 2023 due to unfavorable working conditions and the contractor's request for partial suspension due to a change in the design of a bridge. Consultancy and civil works contracts under the Pasig Marikina River Channel Improvement Project Phase 4 with a total contract of 19,382,494 was implemented by DPWH OSEC with an estimated target completion date ranging from 2025 to 2027, have already incurred delays due to additional work covered by the proposed variation order 1. So nagpalit po ng design.
Oh yes, may lumabas, excuse me, may lumabas yan sa ano natin sa isang sa general principles ata because the NEDA I think approved a second round of financing. No, thank you for the reply, but masyadong na-localize ka agad ni Chairman to Marikina. Actually hindi po Marikina isip ko yung in general yung mga flood control projects, kasi si Senator Robin Padilla, after Christine, nagpadala sa akin ng report with pictures yan mga flood control projects, sira-sira na lahat, sila pa nakakontribute pa sila, nakaklag sa waterway, nakakontribute pa sa flooding. Do we look at the specs also, the specifications, yung tibay ng mga projects na to? What do we look for? What do we look for when we audit a government project? Now, do we look for something in addition when we audit a flood project, a flood control project?
Mr. President, there are different kinds of audit. When